Hey, what's going down? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man. Joe Smith Jr. pretty much destroys Alvarez via ninth round KO. You know, for most of the fights, you pretty much could say it was all Joe Smith because at the end of the day, Joe Smith fought his fight. He controlled the pace. Now, Joe Smith, he is known for being a headhunter, but this particular fight, he fought smart. He was aggressive, of course. And for most of the fight, he kept Alvarez against the ropes. And whenever he had Alvarez against the ropes, he would make him pay. And he did good in the middle of the ring too. He just flat out outboxed Alvarez. Alvarez got to the point to where he became a one-trick pony, something that they accused Joe Smith Jr. of doing. He sat up there and was trying to wait for a big shot. And Joe Smith is pretty durable. He's pretty solid. Keep in mind, he a construction worker, man. Them construction workers do a lot of lifting. Them dudes are strong as hell. So at the end of the day, Joe Smith just fought the better fight. He pounded Alvarez against the ropes, and he beat him down. You might could say he looked like he broke Alvarez's nose, and then basically in the ninth round, he hurt Alvarez with like a swift power jab and then followed up with a right. And Alvarez went down. He didn't make the 10 count. He went through the ropes, and that was pretty much it. Keep in mind, like I said, ask Bernard Hopkins what happens if Joe Smith Jr. gets you up against the ropes. You could possibly find yourself on the outside of the ring. So, Joe Smith Jr., with that victory, that puts him in line for a title shot for the vacant WBO. We'll see what happens. Eventually, if he gets his title shot and he wins, he's WBO champion, and then more than likely they will try to set him up with a showdown with current WBC IBF champion Arthur Beterbiev. Now, if Joe Smith Jr. beats Arthur Beterbiev, which I think to me is the best light heavyweight in the division, if he can pull it off, then he's one belt shy of undisputed. And if I'm not mistaken, all he needs is a WBA. I think Dimitri Bivol is the WBA. Now, keep in mind, Dimitri Bivol beat Joe Smith Jr., but you never know what can happen in a rematch. So, Joe Smith Jr., if he fights well and he continues to win, he could possibly, down the line, end up undisputed light heavyweight champion. Will it happen? We'll just have to see. But a great opportunity has came Joe Smith Jr.'s way. And I don't have no problem with Joe Smith Jr. He's a solid fighter. He's a good fighter. You know, keep in mind he isn't really a full-time fighter. He does construction. So, but he showed that he should be a full-time fighter. But nevertheless, great fight, great knockout. We saw two devastating knockouts yesterday. Dillian White, wow. Alvarez, at his age, he's in his mid 30s. It's gonna be tough for him to climb back up the the virtual wall at his age. I mean, what does he do? So the opportunity for Alvarez to basically fight for a title again may have slipped through his hand. Keep in mind, if he had won that rematch with Sergey Kopylov, basically Top Rank was going to give him a big deal, a big money deal, and hey, didn't happen. Anyway, let me know what you think. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.